Oy. Uh, Morning. Or early afternoon. Um, I fucked up the daily peak. It's well after 1. So yesterday's map is lost to the wind. Sadly. I'm going to refill on my meds, and then I'm just gonna tackle whatever today's map is, and I'll hit it again tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything special about it. I'm very tired. Like, the main reason why it took me until 2:30 to wake up is because I initially woke up at like 8. Um, then I took another dose of the allergy meds that I have been using to help clear up the congestion. And when I did that, my body was like, breathing. And I lied down for like 2 minutes and proceeded to have an entirely involuntary 4-hour nap. So that's where I'm at. Because yeah, I've been struggling a lot more over the night. So yeah, I'm having time. Uh, I feel like I never really have much good to talk about unless I've like just done some TTRPG thing. And that's like it. That's all. Anything else and I'm a downer. Makes me think I should do more TTRPG things. But yeah, I'm having a time. Um Oh, that's a double of the thing that I've got. I should make those into one. Because at the moment my Adderall doesn't fit in my pill caddy. As in the little black bag that's supposed to be for computer parts, I think. But I have been using to carry a bunch of pills around. Blech. Looks like I'm not low on anything, though. That's good. Okay. That's my meds sorted. Now I gotta take them. What day is it? Monday. Taking these several hours late. Alright. You're about as here as I am, Didge. Didge? Digi. Oh my god. Fucking Didge. That's fucked. As I didn't like saying it. Okay. Today is Monday, July 27th, 2026. Um, I am still sick with some generic upper respiratory thing. I have been absolutely full of snot all morning. And I took my meds so hard earlier that I had an involuntary 4-hour nap. With all that said, my name is Soul. Welcome back to the Daily Peak, wherein I climb each day's randomly generated mountain. Hey, thanks for the follow, CZ. And mountain climbing. And I've messed it up today. I don't know if I'll swap to a different thing today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Hit bird. Is baby burb. I love it. I love your emote. Holy shit, there's two of them. So I'm real tired. I just woke up from the whatever because my brain stopped working. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take my meds. If you guys have meds to take, make sure you've done that. And yeah. All right, that's my primary meds. Now for the limited time sickness meds. In this case, ibuprofen, because I have a pretty bad fever. And finally, my vitamins. I'll be starting with the one that smells like fish oil. Ugh. And the gummies. And my body doesn't like that I'm putting this much into my body all at once. Okay. I speed ran all of my meds, and my body is yelling at me for it. Or maybe it's yelling at me for putting fluids into it. Okay, cool. I can feel a bunch of phlegm building up in my throat. If that comes out of me during stream, I sincerely apologize. Nothing I can do about that. That'll just happen. Without further ado, let's boot up the game. Oh, hot damn. It's the everything's gonna be okay cat in the corner. I forgot I put that there. In case anyone wants to know what the full text of that is, here's the ending screen. Starting tomorrow, everything's gonna be okay. They just announced it. And it's this smug-ass looking cat. I love him. I love everything's gonna be okay cat. Now, unlike yesterday, my body does feel, damp enough. I don't think I'll damage my whole situation by talking too much. Now, this dampness does come at the trade-off of, feeling like I'm full of phlegm, which could come out of me at any moment, but... Oh, honey sounds like a bad idea right now. That's gonna mix with the phlegm. That's gonna make all of it stickier. I can already feel something at the back of my throat. It's awful. At least I'm not having the eye pressure thing again, though. That's... My high pressure day was Sunday, apparently. And I haven't had issues with high pressure behind the eyes since then. Yeah. Did you guys know that you can get really intense sinus pressure right behind your eyes? I mean, kinda. Honey's antibacterial. Which I guess also makes it a little bit antiseptic? Let me look up the honey thing. Actually, I don't have all the facts on that. Honey health. Oh my god, Honey Health AI? Why is that a thing? Okay. Like other, the sugary things, honey will raise your blood sugar. It will, suppress coughing. In children over a year of age. So I'm guessing that's mostly just, like, don't give honey to babies. It can support wound healing when applied topically, and offers heart health benefits like improved blood pressure and cholesterol levels. It also contains antioxidants, apparently. This is true. All of the pollen in honey, contains... you can use that to acclimate yourself against, seasonal allergies. Like a vaccine. Natural sweetener. God, I knew this wonderful woman who, was a beekeeper. Is a beekeeper, presumably. I don't really know. When I knew her, she was a beekeeper, and as far as I know, she is still alive and still a beekeeper. But I honestly couldn't tell you, because we haven't talked in a while. But she helped me do, like, a whole assignment on, benefits of, honey. And, like, other bee-related care. Notably, she uses, bee stings in order to, help treat phantom pains. Because that's just a thing. Yeah, right? I was freaked out by it too. But I met one of her patients once, while I was over at their house, for normal reasons. This woman does not deal drugs. She looks like the kind of woman who would deal drugs, but she doesn't deal drugs. Uh, and not like in a bad way, like in a hippie way, in like a hippie like weed way. But yes, I was there for reasons which are normal, and which I would talk about if prompted to, but I won't. I plead the fifth. Anyway, I met one of her patients once. This woman who lost an arm. I don't know if she ever mentioned why. I don't know if I ever asked. But yeah, she had buildups of scar tissue there. The bees be beely. And apparently, regular stinging from bees, like the bee venom, when injected into you like that, will help reduce phantom pains. Just like on a long-term thing. And other issues that can come from having scar tissue. I don't know if it helps break it down, or if it will just, like, relieve some pains that can be caused by it. But, yeah, that was cool to learn. So yeah, she helped me with a report a while ago. Fuck. I have no idea what her last name is. Or rather, I know she has two last names, because of divorce, I think. No. The bees die upon injecting you with their venom. This is universally true of bees stinging, I think. I don't know, maybe she's got a technique, but as far as I know, the bees die. Like, it's not gonna affect the health of the hive, but it will fuck up that one bee. Like, as long as you're not mass collecting bees for injection purposes, you won't affect the health of the hive. And this is like a very occasional activity that she offered. Understandably, not a lot of people in the local area that need this, really. Because it kind of requires you to already have, a disability such as missing arm. Which aren't exactly common. But yeah. And this only needs to happen, like, once a month, maybe. Once a month, as long as you're having problems. Yeah, it sucks, but, you know. When it comes to bees, much more concerned about the health of the queen and the health of the hive. Generally speaking. Well, that's not good. But yeah, learned from her the stuff about bee venom, helping with phantom pains, and also, honey is antiseptic, antibacterial, has some antioxidant properties, natural sweetener, other, presumably. It's one of those, like, bees are important enough to human habitation that we shipped them across an ocean in the 1800s. So, you know. They have historically been kept by various, like, medicine women and such. So, you know. And the old beekeeping outfits look cool as hell. Because it would. Similar, honestly, in construction to a modern beekeeper's outfit. Except they didn't really have the technology to make like the plastic meshes and such that we use today. So what they had was effectively weaving a mask out of wicker, and like the rest of the outfit was canvas. So it was thick fabric and a wicker mask. So it looked like your face was replaced by like the bottom of a basket. I can find pictures. This is a visual medium. Old beekeeper outfit. Oh my god. Sorry, I found a middle step beekeeper outfit. From when we were still working on the meshes and such. So we didn't quite have the official stuff, or like it wasn't ready for mass production or whatever. Um, I'm collecting some images. And this one's clearly done more for style. But... okay, visual medium. I can show this off. Let me just find my downloads folder. There we go. Okay. Here is the middle step one that I found first. You can see this is like an early mesh. That's like cheesecloth or whatever. But also, this motherfucker has made a smoking hole for his pipe. Don't you love that there's an era of like industry or whatever where it was like, you know, like a whole generation was addicted to various kinds of tobacco to the extent where you needed a beekeeper's mask with a pipe hole? No. No, he couldn't have. Like, apparently, no. It's one of those fun things with, like, addiction or whatever. And then we have the ones that were called authentic on the Google search. So you have that and this authentic reproduction, which comes with a old-fashioned image. And this is what I mean when it's like, yeah, no, it's just like a canvas robe wherein your face looks like a wicker basket. Because it is a tight, like, mesh that you can kind of see through if it's close enough to your face. Light will go through. And that's, like, the thickest mesh we could come up with at that point. Then here are the ones that are more stylish. Yes, the one on the right there is wearing combat boots. These are the less effective ones, made of, like... the one on the right is made of modern cloth, which is, Would not protect you against bee stings. Um, you can see that the neck isn't quite sealed right, so you could definitely get stuff in there. Like a bee could fly right up in there and get you. The one on the left is a little more accurate in that it has that like full frock there, like all the way down. I think ideally the situation is just you don't have that as a separate piece at all. It's just all one big piece of cloth, so it has to go up like through your legs, basically. And usually the bees are aiming for center of mass, so they're not gonna figure that out necessarily. At least you hope they don't. Yeah, yeah. This is an outfit wherein a bee can get you. That being said, they also look a lot cooler. And they've been the inspiration for a variety of like depictions of medieval like medicine women and such. And if I look into Witcher 3 hags. No, not hags. Basket mask. Also, no. Fuck, I don't remember what those witches were called. Witches? The crones. There we go. Okay, this is from like The Witcher and such. The frailty of the outfit allows the bee to understand you better. And here we have the crones from The Witcher, and you can see that middle one has a hood inspired by old-fashioned beekeeping outfits. And the rest of it is all horror-based, because, you know, it's vaguely reminiscent of several folk tales. The one on the right has a Redcaps hat. Redcaps, of course, being a fae that were known to soak their hats in blood, basically, in order to like gain power or whatever. I don't quite know the sourcing of the one on the left, but the one in the middle, the headwear is inspired by medieval beekeeping outfits. Oh, she's also got a poppet on her belt. I also love that in voodoo traditions, they used puppets to basically they were used by healers to represent the locations of pains in your body. And in one sense, this was in like a magical way of like, okay, I'm going to put this in here and it is going to represent the pain. And I am going to cure you of it. I am going to implement this cure, and I will take it out, and it will represent that pain being lifted. But also, a good reason that you would find a puppet with like a little personal item attached to it and a bunch of pins in it that represent the locations of various pains is because a lot of like slaves and such were not allowed to read or write. So if you had an older like, you know, medicine lady who may have needed to keep track of, you know, the various aches and pains everyone in the community was feeling, that's a good memory aid, and it lets you go back through and be like, oh, hey, this pin right here, you mentioned it a while ago. Does this feel better? Like, have you recovered? Do we still need to work on it? Is like, oh yeah, that's fine, and she takes out the pin because that bit doesn't hurt anymore, so she doesn't need to think about it. And yeah, yeah, both magical practice stuff, because poppets have been used worldwide as parts of magical practice, as well as sympathetic magic, which is types of magic that link one thing on a smaller scale to another thing on a larger scale. Um, Usually, like the archetypical depiction is a doll to a person. But this could also be the case with like animals and such, or with homes, or trees, or forests. You make a little reproduction, and you can lay out your defenses and such. And it helps you remember where all of those are, but it also means that you can be like, okay, I'm going to draw a line in the sand here, quite literally. And it will represent the edge of my wards on this like larger scale. I saw a fun conceptualization of this in a tabletop game. Ah, damn ads. I saw a fun conceptualization of this in a tabletop game, wherein I think this is in like a Jaden Animations series, actually. So I could probably just direct y'all to that. Ad break ends in 44 seconds. I'm taking the witches off the screen while I look for this. Jaden Animations Trask. No, no one's got a picture of just that bit. Okay, it was like an extended series based on a tabletop thing. No, it wasn't Jaden Animations. I'm silly. Um, it was whoever was playing a monkey in that one series. Online animator was not Jaden. Oh, I've watched the whole ass series. I'm gonna look up D&D animation, and this might be helpful and it might not be. Ah, Dingo Doodles! The Fool's Gold series. Yes, I have spent this entire time while y'all were
I
at
didn't
ads
think my first
trying to find this series.
video would be Dungeons and Dragons, but
I think y'all could hear my Firefox. Which shouldn't be the case, but it might be. Oh yeah, you totally can. I did a watch series of the Fool's Gold thing.
I'd recommend watching. Do this. Do this. This is a part 2 of my thing. I didn't my first, but
Okay.
it's staring down Kinora. Part thing. person down a grass. Magic.
Okay.
Oh, this is a part 2 of my dream.
So, another amazing example of sympathetic magic in media is
Yes.
okay. Temporarily making my left display visible. This. Check out the Dingo Doodles series for more. In order to effectively neutralize a Tarrasque at a long distance, this witch put on a sort of like lizard skin outfit to resemble a Tarrasque. And in a bid to like take it out with its own strength, used similar like gloves, built similarly, and began choking herself. And in the distance, you could see the Tarrasque doing the same, as it began to crush its own windpipe. And she couldn't breathe either, to be clear. This is a pure endurance contest, which ordinarily a mage would not be able to win against a Tarrasque. But the whole time she has a number of other underlings. In her case, they're underlings. In the case of a more ethical mage, it would probably be like the rest of your coven or whatever. Casting healing spells on her to ensure that she was regenerating the damage done by the choking, but the Tarrasque wasn't. And after a very long time of subjecting herself to torturously not being able to breathe while being healed from all of the damage done by that, eventually the Tarrasque was choked into unconsciousness and placed back into rest. Because you can't actually kill a Tarrasque. Fun fact. You can put them into a kind of regenerative slumber, from what I understand. But it's like there is one Tarrasque per planet. That Tarrasque will eventually wake up and destroy everything on that planet's surface. And then it will go back to bed when it can't find anything else to eat. And it will do that like every couple thousand years. So, yeah. And like if you have a society on the surface of that planet, you have to hope they can do enough damage to a Tarrasque to put it into a death rest. Because otherwise it ends the world. You know, as you know it. But yeah, this is another amazing example of sympathetic magic used aggressively in this case. But more traditionally, it's used for healing, warding, etc. Don't question why I have so much information on magical practices just kind of ready to go. Anyway, with all of that said, mood digi, by the way. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. I appreciate all of your viewership. I like being able to occasionally ramble about obscure magical practice stuff. And I will be seeing all of you guys next time. And hey, everyone remember, starting tomorrow, everything is going to be okay. They just announced it. They just announced it, you guys. It's all gonna be okay. As of tomorrow. Alright. I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep in my chair. So, I will see all of you guys later. Bye.